Hi, my name is Bob Menaker, the Training Manager here at Wonderware NorCal, and I would like to take a few minutes to talk to you about ArchestrA graphics. ArchestrA symbols are a new generation of intelligent and scalable graphics you can place in an InTouch window or embed in an ArchestrA object template or instance to visualize data in a production process. ArchestrA graphics are included with InTouch 10 or higher, and no additional licenses are required. With InTouch, you get a comprehensive library of over 500 pre-built symbols that you can drop in a window and with a few easy steps create professional-looking graphics. Let's look at an application using ArchestrA graphics and an example of what is in the symbol library. Here's an example of an InTouch application made with the same ArchestrA graphics that come standard with InTouch. Let's look at where they are found and an example of what some of these graphics are. The ArchestrA graphics are located in the graphic toolbox of the IDE and are divided up into different categories. Let's see some examples of what some of these cool graphics look like. The first thing we'll look at is analog meters, and as you can see there's quite an assortment of analog meters and then subdivided into some black and chrome versions. For buttons, we have an array of push buttons, illuminated push buttons. There are black and chrome push buttons, illuminated glass buttons, navigation. There are pill-shaped text buttons. We have clocks. There's some compressors. We have a digital meter category, black and chrome meter. There's an assortment of lights and indicators, rectangular and triangular lights, stack lights. There are an assortment of valves and some vessels, as well as some stainless steel vessels, and a widgets folder that has a bunch of different graphics kind of put in there. Now let's see how we can use those in our application. To embed ArchestrA graphics in our InTouch window, we click on this icon right here, and that takes us to the graphic toolbox where all our ArchestrA symbols are stored. To save some time, I already put some symbols in a window, and I want to show you how easy it is to configure. In this example, I have a tank, and I have the level of the tank. This green is going to go up and down. In order to configure that, all I have to do is double-click on it and tie its value property to the tag that's going to control that. In this case, it's tank level. I've also changed the max engineering units to 1,000. When I click OK and go to Runtime, I can see when I empty the tank and fill the tank, as my tank level increases and decreases, it causes this to animate and go up and down. That animation is part of the properties of the graphic. All I had to do was tie the value property to the correct tag. Likewise, I have a fan as well as some buttons and a valve, and by clicking on the buttons to open and close the valve, we can see the animation not only of the buttons but of the valve itself. Again, all I've had to do is tie the value property of each one to the proper tag. Likewise with the fan, I have a button here that's turning the fan on and off, and all I have to do is tie that value property of the button as well as the fan to the correct tag. The animation or properties are inherent in the graphic itself. I also have one more thing to show you here, and that's a resizable analog meter. On this tank, I put my mouse over it. The meter gets big, and I can read the value. When I move my cursor away, the meter gets small. So I'm going to fill the tank, move my cursor, I can see the value, and then when I don't need to see it anymore and I move my cursor away, the meter gets small. This allows me with graphics to populate a bunch of different meters and buttons and so forth in my window without it being cluttered. I put my cursor on it, it gets big, it comes into focus, I look at it, and then when I don't need to have it in focus anymore, I move my mouse away. That way my window doesn't look real cluttered. If you would like to learn more about how to create some really cool looking applications with ArchestrA graphics, come to an InTouch Software Part 1 or InTouch for System Platform class. Check out our schedule of upcoming classes and register online at www.norcal.wonderware.com. For more information, email us at training@norcal.wonderware.com or call me, Bob Menaker, 415-315-3330. Thank you.